Thank you for cracking another road soda. Or maybe your first road soda, or whatever one it is. It's cool. We always welcome back. 800-pound man finally meets his 18-year-old internet girlfriend in real life. That's what IRL stands for. If you didn't know, internet. And father tried to stop it, but they kicked him out of the house. Right?
Food played a very large part in the way that I comforted my children. My ex-husband did not allow me to give them ice cream or cookies or go to fast food places, but I would sneak it to them so they could be happy.
It got up to over 200 pounds by the time I was 12. But as I gained more weight, my dad started to get more and more upset with me because of it. He tried to stop me and Carlton's weight gain, but it didn't stop us from eating how we wanted.
So far, what it sounds like is the mom is like feeding her kids. She's like, that's how I comfort my kids. I just give them food. Which, hey, what parent doesn't? So that's okay. But apparently the dad, this fucking asshole, like this total loser piece of shit dad, is like, hey, you can't be feeding them fast food and cookies and cakes all the time. You can't do it. And then when the kids keep eating it, he gets upset with the kids. Now, I'd like to think maybe he didn't. Maybe he got upset with the mom, and maybe the kids kind of felt like they were getting upset. Or maybe he get upset with the mom, and then the mom's like, they're the ones eating. I don't know. But this dad's just trying to fucking rein in some of the eating. And well, what a piece of shit for doing that. Seriously.
By the time I was 13, I was over 350 pounds. And Carlton was 5 or 6 and around 2.
That's a huge bitch.
That's from Deuce Bigelow. Oh my gosh. Hey, look. I'm not shaming anybody. We're fucking wired to eat. We are absolutely wired to eat, and some people are just fucking like it a lot more.
When I was around 10, I think that's when it got to its worst with my dad. So as a family, it was at a point where we couldn't take it anymore. So my mom took us and we ran.
Your daughter's 13 and over 300 pounds, and your brother's and your son is 10 and pushing 2 bills. And the problem everybody's having in the house, like you hear this music, it's like such like, this was the worst time of our life. And the problem in everybody's life is the dad keeping them from getting even fatter. The problem in their life is not the obesity or not any of the health concerns that come with that. Their concern, the biggest bane of their existence is this fucking nerd in the house who's like, hey, how about everybody doesn't eat so much? It's really expensive. It's pretty bad for your health. I love you guys, and I don't think you should be I don't know. Maybe he wasn't saying it like that. Their biggest problem is like, get this asshole out of here. He's killing our good time. Okay. I'm just following along. I'm just saying exactly what's going on in this video. That's exactly what's going on in our life. They're all very morbidly obese at very, very young ages, and the biggest problem in their life is their father. Okay.
I felt very relieved when finally I was able to escape.
Being away from my dad was such a relief to all of us.
Instead of it being somber, everyone was happy about it. And I remember being allowed to eat as many desserts as I wanted.
Okay, if I was 10 years old, would I trade having a father for as many desserts as I could eat? If you were 13 years old and somebody was like, yo, you can either A, have a dad, but he's probably going to be a total dick if you go up for like your fourth, fifth, or sixth cookie in a row. He's probably going to be like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Why don't you stop doing that? Why don't you have a little self-control, buddy? Okay? Or you can not have a dad, but you can eat as many sweets as you want. You can eat as many sweets as you want, and you don't have a dad ever being like, really, half the cake? You can eat no. Other people in the house need some cake. You can have a slice after dinner. That was too much for this family. What does a dad really do besides be a fucking buzzkill?
Kids were teasing me. My mother had to constantly try to scramble and find new uniforms.
But at least we didn't have that asshole of a dad weighing us down. Like, yeah, sure, the kids would call me fatso and poke my belly and it kind of hurt, but tickled at the same time, so it made me mad. And I say that one from experience. And sure, I constantly had to get refitted for school uniforms because I was a ballooning. As you could imagine, Twinkies are not light in calories. But however, life was dope because that fuck twat of a dad was gone, out of the picture.
And I ended up getting suspended for leaving the school after my lunch break and going to get food from somewhere else.
That's the school's fault right there. That's on the school. School didn't have enough food for this kid. That's on them. What do you expect the kid to do? I'm sorry, what? Just go back to class and wait the 3 hours to the end of the day? Fuck you. How about you have enough food to fill me up, baby?
So I was getting big, but I could still get around and do things, and I had really applied myself in school.
That's good. That's good.
So I ended up, going to college.
Good.
I felt alone. I didn't have my sister, and with how I felt, I just couldn't stop.
You know what else you didn't have? You chose Twinkies.
Eating because my appetite never stopped then.
If only there was somebody around to help give him some self-control, Interesting.
So I kept gaining a lot, and by the time I was 15, I was well over 400 pounds. And it got to a point there where I was so big, it was hard for me to do anything.
I'm like 200 and probably 35, 240 pounds right now. I just turned 30. I definitely got a bit of a gut, right? I feel that way. I feel like it's hard for me to move around. Like I bend over to tie my shoes, my head feels like it's gonna pop. I feel like it's difficult now. So what a threshold to get all the way to 400. Kudos to get all the way to 400 and you're like, now it's getting to that place where shit's a little tough. Woo!
Gaining the dreams I had for the future were being crushed under my weight.
What do you think his major was? Creative writing? Should have been. If it wasn't, it should have been. My dreams are being crushed under my weight. Also, my cat. You saw that gray cat in that last picture? We haven't seen him in a while.
Because I had reached around 450 then, and that led to me having to drop out. And that was pretty hard for me because I felt like I was giving up on my future. So all I was doing then was sitting around my apartment eating. And that's how my life was until I met Michael.
And then it was the two of us sitting around eating together. As you can see, pictured here. It could be tough. It could be really tough to have a lot of self-control. That's why people go to AA meetings, Alcoholics Anonymous or NA, all that kind of stuff. And they get a sponsor because self-control is hard. So they got somebody around to account for them. And you can call and be like, this is really hard. I think I want to drink. Only there was somebody in these kids' life who could have been that for them. I don't know who it could have been or who could have been that person, but oh well.
I would eat 2 or 3 pizzas a day for 9 months straight. That's why I gained so much weight.
That's why. That will do it to it. That nobody questioned that. Nobody questioned that math, honey. 2 or 3 pizzas a day, huh? And that's how it happened? Huh? 2 or 3. I'll have to remember that. I don't want that to sneak up on me. 2 or 3 pizzas a day. Hey, I've been there. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I've not been to 2 or 3 pizzas. I mean, we can maybe... How many times in your life have you eaten 2 or 3 pizzas in a day? How many days could you come up with in your life? I mean, for me, it would have to be at least a couple. I mean, there's plenty of times when you, especially if you get maybe a Domino's pizza, you can really pound one of those. You got a lot of time to finish it. You're at somebody's birthday party or something. There's got to be 2 or 3. Oh, fuck. That's 24 slices of pizza. How many times in your life have you eaten 24 slices of pizza in a sitting? Or in a day, a whole day? That is the upper echelon. She's in a bracket all of her own. I will tell you that.
I actually have been talking to someone online for the past year. Her name is Monica, but I've never been able to even meet her. So I feel like I'm missing life completely, and it's all because of food.
It's that food, dude. It's that fucking food. Make food illegal. Hear me now. Make food illegal. Easy. Solve the problem. Make food illegal. So easy. This guy can't fucking help himself. Now he can't even leave his house to meet his online girlfriend. Doesn't even get to see his sister, and it's the food's fault. It's the fucking food's fault. I'm not blind. I'm not stupid.
And we need them move to Houston.
This trip will be rough, to say the least, on my body, and I'm expecting to be in pain and sore, but it's the only chance we have to...
Hand me a cable. Mash cable up. Put in bag. Can't that guy just mash up cables on his own and put them in a bag? What's that guy doing? What are you helping with? I take the cable and I mash it up and I put it in the bag. How would you pack without me? All right, first of all, right here. Can you just look at this right here? Tell me he doesn't look like... What was his name? Ari Spears? His impression of Shaquille O'Neal? Ari Spears, right? Shaquille O'Neal. For real. Oh man. Ready? Oh well, brought me some joy. Here we go, let's go. To move. That was pure happiness.
Come here.
Oh, wow. That's beautiful.
I was so scared. I was so worried you was not going to come.
She showed up.
Love you. It's going to be okay finally.
Yeah.
It's gonna be okay.
I'm very happy. I've been waiting to...
Everything's gonna be okay as long as that bitch doesn't try to keep him from eating. Because then it's hit the fucking road, Jack, just like Pops. Good. Everybody
His weight
needs
doesn't
happiness.
bother me. I want to be with him.
Good. You know what? The moral of the story is, if your parents are keeping you from doing something you love, even if it's detriment to your fucking health, fuck them. Do what you love. Find happiness, because it's out there. If you can't be happy, and I just saw this guy's girlfriend that he never met walk in, and they hugged each other and kissed and cried, and you can't find happiness, are you even trying to look for it? Are you even trying to look for it, you piece of shit? Probably not. I had a lot of... That took me, honestly, it took me on an emotional roller coaster, just commenting on that I need to go get through. That was rough. Hey, it had a happy ending. I love that these folks are, at least they're happy. At least they're happy. Hey, if the dad wasn't making them happy, they knew what did make them happy. That's for sure. At least they know what makes them happy. A lot of people don't even know what makes them happy. And hopefully watching Road Soda with Isaiah Cooper makes you happy.